everyone, Jorge Huertas once again with all of you. Today I'm going to show you the phase 2 of the design thinking methodology, which is define. This video is also available in Spanish. Well, this stage is a specification of a problem. Is the second stage or phase of the design thinking methodology. It aims to define the variables that make up a project that you are working with. It has to be very specific with the elements that are part of the project proposal or model business that you are developing. If the problem, need, or situation that you are working with is too open, it's very hard to solve. That is why this stage it aims to define and specify all the components of the project. The definition phase delimits the variables so that in the next phase of the process you can think of different alternatives to solve or fix the problem that you are working with. It's very important to watch the previous videos. What is design thinking? And the phase 1 of the design thinking methodology, which is empathy. Very important so you know the different stages of the methodology. The most important representative tools are infography, empathy map, visual key. But we got more than 15 tools just for this stage that you can work with. If you want to know how to use it and what they are about, just check our channel because we have all the tutorials so you can develop each one of these tools. Okay, so the stage 2 of this methodology it's called define. It's very important. Remember that in the first stage, which is empathy, you map the problem and you know which are all the components. But that problem and that situation is very open, is very broad. So you have to narrow it down. So that is why the delimitation and specification are very important. So what do you do is that you delimit variables, specify components, and define components. Because if you are making a project that is too open, it will be very, very difficult to work with. So you have to be very specific. So that's why you make focus group, that's why you define different components, and you understand that if you want to create a product or service, it has to be very specific and very punctual so you can work with something very, very accurate. So when you already have empathy with a situation of a problem and you specify all the different components, you start to choose where, when, and how are you work with. And how do you do that? You use the tools, the different tools that have the methodology. So these are the main tools, but there are many different tools. So infography is an excellent tool because allow you to map the situation, to choose the different components, but in a graphic way. It's very important to always show a graphic way because it's more understandable for you and your different partners that you have in your group. The empathy map is also very important because if for some reason in the first stage you analyze a focus group of different kind of people but you don't understand why they behave the way they do, the empathy map is a tool that allows you to understand all the characteristics that they have. Then we also have the visual key. The visual key is a tool that it's quite similar than a mood board, but the good thing is that they make you choose and group all the different components that you see and watch. So that is very nice as well. But remember, we got different tools that allow you to delimitate and specify a problem. If you do that, you will have all the components to go to the next state because that is something very important for the development of the project that you're doing. Always remember when you are working with the design thinking methodology, always you have to work with a real need. It has to be focused on improve the life of the people that you are working with. And also very important to understand why you are doing what you are doing, why is happening what is happening. The tools allow you to do that and understand all the different situations that work along the stage. As a conclusion for this stage, we can say that at the end of the second stage of the project, the variables will be defined, and that is the main purpose of this stage. All the components and all the uh, elements will be defined. The more specific and detailed the variables are, the easier it will be to structure any idea or argue with. The key in the development of this phase is to clearly define the variables of the project so that in the next phase of the methodology it is possible to devise various alternatives to the problem worked on. The next video that we'll have is design thinking phase 3, which is ideate. Very important as well. Thank you very much. I hope this video will be a big help in the development of your project. Please subscribe to our channel, Design Thinking 24/7. Follow us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Every Monday we have a new video in Spanish. Every Thursday we have a new video in English. Thank you to all of you. We are the number one channel of design thinking in the whole YouTube universe. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.